watching SportsBeat.
Detroit up 4-0 early. Reggie Bullock was on fire. Buries 3 after 3. 7-0. Jazz in trouble again. Bullock, 14 points in the first half. I think he's still making them. The Jazz have actually cut the lead down to 3, though. High school football, the All-American Bowl. 2 local prospects playing in the game today that you saw right here on KSL. Orem's Puka Nacua. Committed to USC, but he's still considering the Utes. Nacua had 3 catches for 49 yards, completed a 20-yard pass. East High's Siaki Apu-Ika had a couple of tackles, including a 1-yard tackle for loss in the first quarter. Ika is signed with the LSU Tigers. All right, now to college hoops. The last time the Runnin Utes beat the Arizona Wildcats in Tucson was 1986. They're just 1-12 against the Wildcats since joining the Pac-12, but after Thursday's win at Arizona State, the Utes had momentum going into the McHale Center on Saturday. They started well, thanks to their veteran, Cedric Bearfield, who continues his hot streak, gnashing for 2. He scored 19 points in the first half. It ties his career high in a half. Utes led by as much as 10. Freshman Timmy Allen from the Phoenix area played well in the win over ASU. Goes backdoor for the slam. He had 11. Was tied at 36 at the half. Back and forth in the second. Donnie Tillman with 3 of his 21 off the bench to give the Utes the lead. Cedric Bearfield finds Jace Johnson for the dunk and a 3-point lead. Ced had 26, but fouled out late in the second half, and they missed him. Game tied. Utes can get the final shot, but Timmy Allen loses it out of bounds. Arizona missed their shot at the buzzer, so we go to overtime. Tillman with a great take to the rim and 1. Utes take the lead in overtime, but they couldn't hold it. Arizona comes right back with a minute left. Brandon Randolph gives the Wildcats the lead. Utah gets a shot for the win. Senior Parker Van Dyke. Oh, it's in and out. Oh, nice look, but he couldn't get it to go. Arizona gets the rebound, and the Runnin Utes come up short now, 7-7 on the year, 1-1 in conference. They host Washington on Thursday. Gymnastics, the Red Rocks opening the season at home against Penn State. Michaela Skinner, their star, having a great meet so far. Sticks the landing on the vault, 9.95, highest score for the team. Then she's going to do the same thing on bars, 9.95. One of the best in the country, if not the best. Michaela leads in the vault and bars. The Red Rocks beat Penn State 197 to 194. All right, when we come back, we'll head to Ogden with Rod Zundel.
Before Weber State tips off with Southern Utah, the Wildcats honoring their former head coach, Ron Abegglen, who passed away last month. When we come back, you'll hear from his family and friends.
Weber State will tip off at 7 tonight with Southern Utah in Ogden. Before the game, the Wildcats hosting a memorial for former coach Ron Abegglen, who passed away 2.5 weeks ago at the age of 81. Rod Zundel is in Ogden with those who knew Coach A very well.
Well, Jeremiah, Coach Abegglen coached Weber State from 1991 to 1999, and during that time he became the 3rd winningest coach in Weber State history, and that's why we are here honoring the coach with his family and friends, former players, former coaches. They've all gathered here to honor one of their great friends and patriarchs of the family, Ron Abegglen, the Weber State head basketball coach. And we have his kids here, and they're going to talk about their dad, and we know about the coach. But, Chris, talk about Ron Abegglen, the dad.
Well, he was 2 different people, really. He was intense on the basketball floor, but he was just a great dad. I mean, as good as he was as a coach, he was a great father, and that meant everything to us.
And Kent, what does it mean to see all these people that respected your dad?
Oh, pretty amazing, actually. You're not sure anybody liked him because he was maybe overcoaching him a little bit or yelling at him a little bit, but he always loved everybody and was always intense and wanted to excel in everything, but he loved to help other people excel.
And Kirk, we saw him on the sideline, storming the sideline sometimes, but it always eased the tension with a little dry joke, and he was very good at that, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, you should have heard him on the golf course, too. Of course, we can't tell some of those jokes,
Yeah.
Rod, but, you know, he loved golf, he loved basketball, but he just loved his friends and family, and just a great guy.
Now, I see Raisinets and Diet Coke over on the memorabilia table with all of his awards. What's that all about?
Well, those are his favorite treats, you know, and he watched a lot of basketball tapes and videos and game tapes, and that's what he'd snack on.
Well, all these people here have had a lot of great laughs with your dad. I did one of the first newspaper interviews, articles on him when I was here at Weber State on the Signpost, and also did the last television interview with him in 2013 when they were celebrating 50 years of Weber State basketball. And we also had Dick Motta and Phil Johnson, two former Weber State coaches there. I asked him about what was his biggest moment. Of course, it was the 1999 upset in the NCAA tournament over North Carolina.
Intercepted, it's over. Weber State has pulled off the biggest upset in the first day of the NCAA tournament.
Well, I had some good players to start with, and the thing that I recognized is they were big and slow and very good, but I didn't think they could guard us. So we ran a play, we called it Orange Crunch. It was for Harold. Everybody get out of the way and throw the ball to Harold. And he had a great game. And then the other guys chipped in towards the end of the game, and it worked out pretty good.
All right, that was Coach Abegglen from 2013. And here is the only daughter of the group of boys, golfers and basketball players, Sarah, from Coach Abegglen. Just talk about your dad being the only girl amongst all these guys.
Yeah, I was lucky. Could never do anything wrong. I could do anything.
Really?
Yeah.
You were she was the spoiled one?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, great dad. We'll miss him a lot.
Yeah. And Phil Johnson, former Weber State coach and jazz assistant. Of course, you know Coach Abegglen as a basketball coach, but as a friend as well.
For many years. I was telling his family, I came really close to hiring him as my assistant when I first got the job here. He was at Morgan High School, and interviewed him, and of course I knew him well. He'd been to a lot of our practices, and he was a basketball. He had basketballs jumping out his head, and when they weren't, golf balls were. So I mean, it was he was really a great person and a very loyal person. A very good friend.
You would have to put him in the upper tier of the coaches in the history of state of Utah, don't you?
Oh, I don't think there's any question. I mean, you're talking about, if you take the body of work that he did, Morgan High School, Snow College, Weber State, I mean, there aren't very many guys that have accomplished what he accomplished.
And a testament to a man's integrity both on and off the court. Right here, all of his buddies and his former players and coaches coming to honor him.
And this is a nice affair. This is nice to have this here. He had the funeral, and it's nice to have people come and pay tribute to him.
But we're honoring a guy who always made us smile and laugh, didn't he?
All right, thank you.
All right, there's Phil Johnson. All right, so that'll do it here. Jeremiah, back to you.
All right, Rod, thank you. All right, and coming up next, we've got more on SportsBeat. The real OC is in studio. Sean O'Connell will join us. He'll talk about his $1 million fight and his MMA career.
From Salt Lake City, Utah, the real OC, Sean
I'm just surprised he's going to stand toe-to-toe with Sean. Sean's not giving him a lot of choice. He's a heavy hand. But this is the moment, once they start throwing power shots, that's Sean O'Connell, and there are not a lot of guys on the planet that can say that.
Thank you to everyone who gave me a shot, everyone who cheered for me and laughed at my ridiculous weigh-ins. I love you all. I'm moving on. This is the last time you'll see me competing, but I'm never going to leave this sport.
No better way to go out than on top. We're excited to have the Professional Fighters League light heavyweight champion on SportsBeat, the real OC, Sean O'Connell. He defeated Vinny Magalesh to win this belt right here, and a $1 million prize. Now, let's take a look at that belt. It's legit. It is heavy. It's the real thing.
Yeah.
You got worn out carrying this thing around after you won.
I did, yeah. We had like the press conference and the after party and all that stuff, and it's like 25 pounds. And I had already fought a grown man that night, so I was kind of tired. But it's a good problem to have, lugging this thing around.
Definitely. Well, let's talk about the fight. And what was your mental approach going into this fight? What did you feel you needed to do to beat this guy?
Well, Vinny is unbelievable on the ground. Yeah. Multiple-time world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and most of his wins have come via submission. So he got to stay off the ground. And if you watch the fight, in the first round, he got me on the ground pretty quickly. So first round was about surviving. And then, you know, you always start every round on the feet. I knew if I could just get back to the feet, get to the second round, we'd have a little reset and a chance to do things the right way. Thankfully, I was able to do that. And then every time he would shoot in, try and get me back down to the ground, I would just disengage because even though I'm confident in my at least defensive abilities on the ground, you're playing with fire going against someone like that. So I just stayed away, punched him as much as I could, and we got the result we wanted. Yeah, I credit having really good people around me that were always supportive and always realistic about what I needed to do to be successful. So a little bit of work never scared me.
There's young fighters that are watching you. There's fans. There's just young people in general that have watched what you've done. They may be inspired by your story. What's your message to everyone out there after all you've been through?
Work is the solution to everything. Every problem out there is solved by working. Work your butt off. And if you have to pivot and do something else, that's fine. Just make sure that whatever you're doing, you're working really hard at. That's the only way I've found any success.
One of the things that I think everybody's enjoyed about your career is your sense of humor, the way you've approached things, and your weigh-ins are legendary. We look back at some of your great weigh-ins. This is my personal favorite. I don't think he was expecting this, and I don't think he was too happy about it, but this was kind of the beginning, right? So what has inspired these creative weigh-ins during your career?
Well, here's the thing. If you know that 24 hours from this moment, from the weigh-in moment, you're guaranteed to fight the guy, right? You're already going to be punching each other in the face. Why do you need to act tough? Why do you have to be a jerk? You might as well enjoy yourself and goof around and entertain the fans because the fight's happening one way or another. It's already picked. You don't have to pick a fight. So this is just kind of my personality. Don't take anything too seriously until you absolutely have to. And maybe there was some psychological advantage to people not taking it as seriously as they needed to because they thought I was goofing around.
Perhaps Bubbles is my favorite now that I was reminded of that, but they're all great. Congratulations on all of this, but especially congratulations because you're going to be a dad soon.
Yeah, that is so much scarier than any of this.
That is more intimidating than anything you've seen in a cage, right?
Yeah, we got a little girl on the way. My wife's due in May, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
There is your next adventure. Trust me, I have 4 kids. Welcome to the club.
Oh, boy. Thank you. I'm very excited, but I'm way more nervous about that than I ever was about any competition.
Hey, I understand, but you're going to do well. Sean, congratulations. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
And whatever's next, we can't wait to see it. And if there's nothing next, then you've always got this.
Yeah. If you see me wearing this around Salt Lake City, I'm not mentally ill. I'm just gloating.
And you can go to that gym and see the giant check as well.
That's right. Jeremy Horn's Elite Performance down in Sandy. If you're a young fighter, if you're someone who's just looking to get in shape, that's where you need to be.
Awesome. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Jazz Rewind is coming up next.
Seeing them on the top of the Eastern Conference is, like I said, is not a surprise.
Chicago Sunday night. Ingles high floater, put it home, Rudy. You bet. And a bucket on the other end. Favors with an easy layup. And Favors cuts his Toronto lead at 2. Here's Ingles. Has a ball taken away. Siakam with the hammer. This first half. Donovan double pumps. Puts up the shot. Throws it home. You bet. Count it. Kawhi, left hand. Tough shot. And put it down.
He's capable of scoring, on all 3 levels.
Career numbers for Kawhi Leonard.
It's that easy for Gobert, who loses the shoe. Hurry up, it's 5-on-4. Spin dribble, Leonard, Siakam. Be quick, but don't hurry.
For 3. Oh, yeah. Burns an edge for 3 more. Jay Crowder.
Jay was hot and got it going. It's unfortunate that we, didn't capitalize on the night that he had.
It's going to be good to play against them, and we know what they like to do.
They're 2 talented players, great guys, great teammates, man, great people.
Want to see have success, and obviously not too much success tonight.
It'll be a little different to see him on a scouting report and to see him on an opposing team.
There's going to be a little bit of something there with that. Here's Hood. First time he's touched the ball, straddles the 3-point line, fires a 3. Brooks pumps up a 3 and throws it home straight away. They'll take it. Hood with 9, 21-5 run. Jazz have just owned the second half. Crowder straight away 3. Oh, that has to feel good.
That's
salty, too.
That is salty. The team, kind of a feel-good win. It was a tough and frustrating first half, but the Jazz got it together.
Those two, AB and Rodney, those are my guys, man. I think it's pretty special, for Kyle to come back and get a warm reception, Jay as well. The fact that we got the win was pretty special as well.
All right, the Jazz did well in Cleveland. Of course, they were down 20 against the Pistons, but we have an update. It's 53-48 at the half, and we'll show you how we got there when we come back. Now some high school hoops, some great matchups on Friday night, including Wasatch Academy visiting Timpview. Timpview features BYU commit Nate Hansen. He was cooking early for Timpview with a couple of threes. Finished with 13 points. But then Wasatch Academy turned it on. Richie Saunders, the three ball, he had 21. And Matty Sissoko is there to clean things up. High school kids shouldn't be able to do that, but he can. He had 12. Wasatch Academy beats Timpview by 28. After it's close at halftime. Skyridge and Jordan, final seconds of the first quarter. Skyridge looking for the last shot. Braden Alfrey. Rejected by Dyson Kohler. With 3 seconds left, Skyhawks has one more chance before the buzzer. Joe White swatted away by Tavita Mafaleo. Jordan leads by 4 after 1 second quarter. Kohler step back, drains the three. Later in the second, Kohler and one. He led the Beat Diggers with 17. Jordan holds on for the 54-53 win. Riverton looking for their 5th straight win at home with Brighton, 4th quarter. Riverton's Blake Newbold, throws it down. Brighton was led by Luke Kraskowiak, 12 points, including that 3. The Bengals led late. Final seconds, Riverton trailing by 3. Parker Applegate to send it to overtime. Oh, heartbreak in and out, and Brighton picks up win number 9 on the season, 41-38. One of the best high school basketball players in the state is 7'4" center Matt Van Komen of Pleasant Grove. Before he heads to the University of Utah to play for Larry Kraskowiak, he hopes to lead the Vikings to a state title. PG hosting Timpanogos. They led 36-33 at the half, but in the second half, Vikings starting to pull away. Casey Brown drives, and Van Komen's there to clean up the mess. And he gets the block on the other end as well. Denies Colin Christensen. Matt Norman for Timpanogos had a big game. 27 points. Nice finish in traffic, but Pleasant Grove holds on to win 72-56. Copper Hills at Bingham. Nice little rivalry they've had the last few years. Third quarter, Copper Hills, Trevin Alfrey. And one. He had 27 points through 3 quarters for the Grizzlies. They led by 4. Let's go to the 4th quarter. Here come the Miners. Jordan Toscano off the glass. He finished with 10. And Luke Tuller is going to kick it to David Langston for the corner 3. Miners rally for a 7-point win at home. They held Alfrey to 2 points in the 4th quarter, and the Grizzlies only scored 6. Let's go up north. Region 1, Fremont at Davis. Fremont's Dallin Hall pulls up for 3 in the first quarter. Both teams were hot behind the arc. Tyson Garth, he knocks down one of his 3 threes for Davis. 7 total for the Darts, but Hall and the Silverwolves had 10 trays. Hall finished with 29 points, and Fremont gets the win, 69-55. Okay, we showed you how bad the Jazz were struggling in Detroit earlier, down 20. Well, let's check back in and see if the Jazz could rally and make things a little bit better. Jazz Pistons from the beginning. We showed you Andre Drummond with the hammer to make it 4-0. And, of course, Reggie Bullock was on fire. 7-0 with that 3. And again, 14 points in the first half for Bullock. Second quarter, the Jazz are trying to come back within 8, but Dante Exum is going to take a wrong step here. Look, he stepped on Derek Favors' foot. He heads to the locker room. He's out of the game with an ankle sprain. Hopefully he's not out too long. He will not return. Ricky Rubio gets the Jazz within 3. A moment later, after we show you several replays of Dante Exum spraining his ankle. There's Ricky. How about that? The Jazz rallied to get back within 3, but right before the horn, Blake Griffin. That hurts. But hey, after being down 20, you'll take it. Right now, they're only down 3. That game is now in the 3rd quarter. We will have highlights of the Jazz and Pistons coming up tonight on the KSL 5 News at 10. We've also got a lot of college basketball and, of course, the playoffs. Seattle and Dallas playing tonight. Cowboys and Seahawks will have highlights of that game. So tune in tonight at 10 o'clock. We'll have more sports for you. Thanks for watching Sports Beat on this Saturday. So long, everyone.